The NHL playoffs are here. Round one is where predictions usually fall apart. Every series looks breakable on paper. You can talk stats, possession, matchups, but none of that guarantees anything once game one starts. Carolina and Ottawa, tight series, but Carolina's structure and experience give them the edge. Pittsburgh and Philly, youth versus experience, but playoff habits still matter. Tampa Bay, Montreal, the Habs are rising, but the Lightning have been here too many times before. And out west, Colorado and Edmonton look like machines, but Dallas and Vegas are built for playoff chaos as well. Here's the truth. In the NHL playoffs, it's not about who's better on paper. It's about who wins the most important shifts when everything is on the line, and that's where seasons are decided. The NHL playoffs are here, and as we head into round one of the Stanley Cup playoffs, the reality is simple. Everyone's got a theory. You can break down puck possession, expected goals, forecheck pressure, special teams, goaltending toughness, you name it, and you'll find stats to support all of it. But the truth, once the puck drops in game one, none of it's guaranteed to matter the way you think it will. So instead of pretending there's a perfect formula, let's go series by series and lean into what actually feels most important heading into each matchup. Let's start with the Eastern Conference Series breakdown, Hurricanes and Senators, Frank.
Yeah, game one, again, we're recording this on Monday. The playoffs had started on Saturday. So the Carolina Hurricanes right now lead this series 1-0 after beating the Senators 2-0. The Hurricanes are built on structure, depth, and relentless pace. They finished with one of the best goal differentials in hockey this season. But the Ottawa Senators are the trendy pick, and you get it. They're hot. They've got skill. Their blue line is legit. Still, there is skepticism here. Goaltending is the swing factor. Ottawa's surge in net hasn't been long enough to trust completely, and Carolina's identity doesn't just disappear in April. This feels tight, physical, low margin, but Carolina's experience and system is expected to grind this series out. And again, they have a 1-0 lead in the series as it stands.
Penguins and Flyers. Penguins bring something Philly doesn't yet, and that's playoff repetition at the core. Sidney Crosby, they have Chris Letang, they have Malkin. Those are playoff habits built over decade plus. The Flyers are exciting. They're young, they're dangerous, but there's still a learning curve in handling playoff pressure shifts. This isn't about talent. It's about timing, and Pittsburgh still knows how to win these games. I like the mascot battle between the Pens and the Flyers. I think the stuff on social media for this one's been good. Two teams in the same state, Pittsburgh, Philly. You know there's going to be some bad blood in this one.
Yeah, there certainly is. And with everything you said, leaning towards the playoff expectations and how seasoned Pittsburgh is, yeah, they lost game one. They lost game one 3-2.
That's what happens.
Yep, exactly right.
They play again on Monday at 4:00. So we'll see. We'll see if Philly takes a 2-game lead in this or not.
The Montreal Canadiens and the Tampa Bay Lightning. Canadiens won game one yesterday, Sunday, 4-1. So they lead the series. The Lightning are exactly what playoff hockey tests you. Again, structure, star power, and experience. The Canadiens are up and coming, fast, skilled, and dangerous, but the separator is that Tampa has been through this exact moment before, multiple times. If Montreal wins this series, they're officially ahead of schedule, but Tampa's core still understands how to close out tight playoff series. This one goes the full 7, but experience wins out late. So anticipating a 7-game series here with Tampa winning it. They're going to have to win in at least 5 now if they want to do it.
Final matchup in the Eastern Conference. It's the 1 seed Buffalo Sabres in terms of their division winner. They're taking on the Boston Bruins, who was wild card number 1. Sabres are one of the most interesting teams in the playoffs. Speed, puck moving defense, and underrated depth scoring. The Bruins bring a different kind of problem. They're physical, they're structure, and they have elite goaltending. So this becomes simple. If Buffalo's defense activates and they survive the physical grind, they win. If Boston drags it into a war, it flips fast. Slight lean to Buffalo's talent carrying them through. Plus, they haven't made the playoffs in, 17, 18 years, whatever it is.
Around there, yeah.
Their fans have already been going bonkers
it's been insane.
in the first game, which is great to see. And Buffalo already took game 1. They have a 1-game lead in the series. Let's go out west, where the Avalanche have the number 1 seed in the Western Conference, winning the Central Division, and they host the LA Kings that record-wise, Frank, The point system really benefited the Kings this year because they didn't have a lot of regulation wins.
No, they did not. The Colorado Avalanche are just loaded. Top end talent, depth scoring, and added center flexibility makes them a nightmare matchup. The Kings can steal a game, maybe two, if everything breaks the right way. But over a full series, Colorado's faster, deeper, more explosive. This feels like a mismatch in playoff intensity. Avs won the first game 2-1. That was last night, again, as we record on Monday. So the Avs are already one step closer to the second round.
On the other side of the bracket, Edmonton and Anaheim. The Edmonton Oilers are still one of the most dangerous offensive teams in hockey because they have Connor McDavid.
Connor McJesus.
Yeah, there it is. Anaheim Ducks can score, but defending in a playoff series against Edmonton's firepower is completely different challenge. The goalkeeping in this, I think, is going to be huge. I went to the one game in which they pulled Jerry early in the contest because of how many goals the Ducks had scored. These are division rivals. And these are teams that have duked it out in the playoffs before. Not as many times as the Oilers and the Kings, but should be a good one between Edmonton and Anaheim. Game 1 is on Monday night in Edmonton. Stars and Wild, the other side of the bracket that's paired with Colorado and LA. This one should be a fun one too. Stars are built for playoff hockey, Frank.
Yeah, they're built for playoff hockey. Elite top-end skill with Mikko Rantanen and Jason Robertson leading the charge. Minnesota are extremely solid, but concern is down the middle. In playoff hockey, center depth matters more than people would care to admit. Dallas has many more ways to beat you. Unfortunately, the Minnesota Wild have many more goals than Dallas after game 1. A 6-1 win sees the Minnesota Wild sitting with a 1-0 lead in that series.
Last one, Golden Knights and Utah, the Mammoth. By the way, did you see the Utah shirts that they put out?
Yes, I did.
They spelled Utah wrong. Utah only has 4 letters. How does that get spelled wrong on the playoff shirts? Somebody got fired over that.
So that is a once in a lifetime collectible item.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. The Vegas Golden Knights are starting to look like themselves again at the exact right time. Utah Mammoth are analytically strong and dangerous, but playoff experience matters here. Vegas knows how to win ugly games, and that's the separator in round 1. They have already taken a 1-game lead in the NHL playoffs. The only game that has not happened yet in the first round is Edmonton and Anaheim. That happens on Monday. But the final takeaway, every series has arguments for either team. Every matchup has stats you can lean on. But once the playoff starts, it comes down to something simpler. Can your best players win the most important shifts in the most stressful moments? That's it. Everything else is just prediction noise. And I think you've already started to see some of that with our preview with games that have already happened. And guess what? We get to play this video all week long on our show. I'm sure it's going to age like fine wine. Can't wait to see what the results are. Somebody in the YouTube chat right now is going to be like, actually, the Wild have a 3-0 lead right now. Whatever. That's going to be great.
It's going to age like fine Lucerne wine.
Yeah, Lucerne wine. Milk on a hot day. It's a bad choice. We'll see how the next week's NHL update is.